Great. So the next application that we have to demo here today is called AHA, and it's by AHA Mobile. AHA makes drivers smarter by safely connecting them to the world around them when they are in their cars. So with that, I'd like to introduce Robert Acker.
Pardon me for a second, let me switch. That's what I got. The wireless seems to be working already. It's coming. Doing this so I can run the emulator here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, as she said, I'm from a company called AHA Mobile. We've been developing this app since last November. Actually, it's the first time we've demoed it publicly. We've been in beta since May. We just submitted the app for approval to Apple about a week ago here. So you're the first people to get to see this outside of our beta group. I want to start off with a question. My question is kind of how many of you ever found yourself in this situation, which is you're on the freeway, you're starting to see red lights pile up in front of you, and you don't know, should I bail right now and take that exit because I got about 30 seconds to make that decision, or should I just stick with it because it's probably going to glare? But the info's out there. There's a driver 2 miles ahead of you around the curve that knows exactly what's going on because they can see out their window what's happening. Problem is you just don't know. I mean, drivers are still stuck in isolated cocoons. We had a big thing happen, cultural phenomenon around CB radios back in the 70s and early 80s, and there's been nothing for drivers with regard to networking since that time. Obviously, a whole bunch has happened in networking in the rest of the world. And one more question for you, and then I'll jump into a little bit more about us in the app. But the question we heard a lot from consumers is they also want to know just, I'm about to drive, am I about to drive near a blank? So maybe I'm headed to a business meeting, and I check the watch and I realize, I'm going to be about 20 minutes early, and I'm really tired and would like some coffee. Is there a Starbucks, or maybe I hate Starbucks, is there a Pete's or some other little espresso place nearby? I don't want to have to go run a big search and get 20 results and look at them and determine which one I want to go to and navigate to it. I know where I'm going. I'm already on my way. Just tell me if there's something that's coming up, or give me an alert, 5 minutes from now as maybe there's a Pete's 2 blocks in. Or maybe I'm on the way to Tahoe, on the way down to Disneyland with kids in the back, and it's lunchtime and they're hungry. The device should know what types of food we like and types of restaurants. And just be watching in the background. Let me know when there's something that pops up that the kids might like that's along the route. So what we've done is we've come up with an app that answers basic questions like that, everyday use on the road. And what we've tried to do is put in a context that's a little more comfortable for a driver going 65 miles an hour. I'll show you some ways people show data today. I mean, great apps when you're looking at them from a 2-foot interface, not so great when you're trying to drive it at the same time. The one on the right is the AT&T app that just came out. You can see it's got these cool little yellow triangles with black exclamation marks that I guess you're supposed to press. And of course not while you're driving, then you can get all this detailed data and you can actually find out and then back and go back and forth and try to understand what's happening with traffic around you. So what we've done is try to give all this data to you in a way that is much easier digestible, and there are ways to do that. I mean, if you think about cars since the 40s have had a very simple way to see data at a glance, hear it with audio, pick from choices. Obviously with the radio, not much has changed there, and there are ways to do UIs in cars. So what we've been working on is how do you connect drivers to this relevant info from other drivers and from best places on the net, and do it in a way that they can actually interact with it. We've also been not been focused on navigation. It's not what we're about. We'll partner with others, or we'll send you to a nav app, but we're really about this kind of daily relevance. And we're also about not trying to make you input your destination every time you want to go somewhere. You're just going to get in the car and drive. That's the way most people act. They're going to work, they're going back, they're running errands, but they want this data. We've developed a back-end platform in order to enable this, and the key of the platform is it'll then be able to power multiple devices. Again, we've been doing this since last November. We've been focused our attention initially on the iPhone, and that app is sitting with Apple now, so at some point in the next few weeks, hopefully, it will be launched. And with that, I'm going to now, which is why I had to switch over to my computer here, I'm going to jump over and actually just run the emulator. Okay, so if I launch our app, I can get this out of the way. So here's what it looks like on the iPhone. I can show it to you during, afterwards. We're actually running on my iPhone. What we've done is, so we've got a bunch of basic sections. We can see if I went to the traffic section, what I'm going to see here is actual current traffic data grouped by the areas around me. So up here, it thinks I'm in Cupertino, the emulator does for some reason. Not surprising. So it's giving me, our server doesn't know, it just thinks it's another iPhone phone in. So it's telling me around that location, here's what's happening 270 if I was to go north, go south on 85. All the flow data we're actually getting from INRIX. So that's all best-in-class data we're getting from INRIX. And then what we've also done is we've integrated into the app the ability for you to set up your own presets. So I can set in 101 north, I've got 280 in there, I've got roads that I care about, so instantly I can check what's happening. But if there were specific incident data on there, what I can actually do is go in, let me see if this mic here is going to work. And as I talked about the radio model,
congestion, average speed 30 miles per hour.
Right now I'm just playing San Francisco Bay Area, but we've turned it into a radio channel. So I'm hearing, this is all INRIX and Clear Channel data, doing a radius out from where it thinks my current location is. Let me pause that. But if I'd actually looked at it on a road segment, it would actually be all along the segment. I'd be hearing each incident along the way. So I could hear from Page Mill Road all the way to 92, or all the way to 92, what's happening on 280. So that's kind of interesting. It's a new way to present kind of data that is already out there. But what we've also added is the ability here. We've got this little mic here. So at any time I can touch the bottom third of the screen, wait for the tone. At this point, I'll just announce we're giving a demo here at Park. Now I can go in and say, okay, I'm done, or wait for it to time out, and send it off. Now it's gone. And now what it's done is actually sent it to the San Francisco Bay Area, which if you look up here, you can see it's got 30 shouts, so in a few seconds, that should show up. So when our user omitted, there you go, some new shouts have popped in. Wait for the tone. At this point, I'll just announce it. So you can see how quick the turnaround was. So what our beta testers have been doing is they've been leaving these shouts for each other as they're driving on the road. And they thought this was pretty cool, and they said, okay, it's fun, let's leave stuff about traffic. But you know, maybe I just want to ramble. And so we actually created this shout to go on and just chat. And beyond rambling, maybe you want to sing along with car radio. Now, so we have a deal and you guys can do a thumbs up or down on the shot. I think it's pretty obvious. Now if I back out again, I want to jump to the last section of the app real quick. With Nearby, I talked about that other question. I'm driving along and I just want to know what's around me. So if I go into Nearby, it's really this simple. I can just click yes, I'm hungry, and boom, it's off and running, and it's telling me what's going on. What I've done safely when I wasn't in the car is I went and set that up and said, hungry to me, because I got kids, it's Red Robin, pizza, 3 stars, but Chinese have a little higher standards, so I want at least 4 Yelp stars on that one. And then when I click that on, what will happen is boom on, and now it'll start searching and let me know as I come within range of something. I think my time just ended. Thanks.